What certification would be valid if I want to get a job?
Okay. See, you should ask these questions. So I was standing over here and I was observing all of you. You are just listening. Technically, you should ask. You came here for a free seminar of getting a guidance. We are delivering the sessions. You are not asking anything. What kind of query comes to you? Right? No one has asked for your actual guidance. What kind of guidance you are expecting? Just ask this question to your mind. What kind of guidance I am expecting? Right? So, and be clear on that. So it's not like that, it's a very vague. So whatever we are telling, you can get on the internet. What is artificial intelligence? What is AI? What is blockchain? What is IoT? But why you are here then? For listening all these things? So you should ask your specific queries related to the guidance. And that's what the career guidance session is. Right? So I am here to present you something related to the IoT and the blockchain. Right? Now let me tell you one thing. What exactly happening in the today's era, right? These things are happening. Consider that you have one website. I'm giving you one detailed flow. You have one website, or you can consider that this is a mobile app. It is a website or what? Mobile app. So these are actual interfaces to the to the user. Website or mobile app are the user interface applications. They are interfacing with the user actually. Right? Now, your concern should be why you are needing these things. So I can call it as what you can say. Here I can call it as app or what? Web app. Any one of it. App or what? Web app. This. So this is the app or web app is a user interface. So whenever there would be any application, you would be needing user interface. No matter it's a command line interface or the graphical interface. But for sure you would be needing that interface. If that interface is not there, nothing will happen. Right? So remember that. Likewise, the query, why you are attending this career guidance seminar, right? To learn all these things or to get a little guidance on your queries. On this thing you should be very clear, right? Likewise, why you want to learn all these things? Or why you want to do all these things? Web development, or full stack development, or data science, or anything. Why? I'm asking you why. For a little innovation or just to getting a job? Ask these questions to your mind. I want to learn Python, or I want to learn the data science. Why? You need to learn the data science, right? But why? If you ask the why question, astronaut, but attending the seminar, right? So you should ask first why. So career guidance means exactly what? What kind of guidance I am looking for, right? And what kind of guidance we are giving you, right? We need to have some golden mean over there. So be clear on your queries. Fine. So I am talking about here in this case, what you can say, full stack development. Creating what you can say mobile apps or creating web apps. Then if you can check it, this contains one server side application, this contains one front application, this contains one web application and the database design. So if you check what we mean by full stack development, you can say server side part you should be capable of writing. Sorry. Then you should be capable of writing front apps, no matter which front, mobile or what you can say, web front. Then you should be knowing little bit about database, right? And you should be little bit knowing about what you can say devices like mobile or some part of IoT, not full part. Means if you are capable, right? If you are capable of doing all these things, you would be called as full stack developer. End-to-end activities. These are demanding presently in the market. I suppose your intention to attend this career guidance seminar is to get a job. Any possibility of getting a job is raises or not this year. And that's why you have attended this seminar. How many of you are here for little bit knowing about the innovations in the technology? Please raise your hand. So I need to do a little innovation. I'm not worrying about the job. Please raise your hand. I'm interested in the innovation. Okay, good. Actually, both means commercial side as well. Okay, fine. But if your commercial side is involving, you need to be expert or you need to be professional. If you are a professional, then only then you will be getting commercial benefits. Otherwise, not. Just copy pasting from the GitHub is not become you a programmer, right? Fine. So this is a full stack developer. What do you mean by full stack developer? Remember that. Then your part to learn about what you can say. What is the end output of doing all these things? What is the end output? Why need to create the front? Why need to create the back end? Why need to create mobile front or IoT? What is the thing? Remember that so far you are using Google Gmail from last 10 years, you are using WhatsApp from last 7 years, and these front facing applications has generated tremendous amount of data. Tremendous amount of data, right? You are having huge amount of raw data is generated in different formats. So what to do with this data now? If you go to the Google, almost all you will be getting. So we are at that level now. 2020 would be ruled by the data. Right? 2020 would be ruled by what? Data only. Because last 20 years of the information technology has generated the information. Ample of data. I'm not saying information. Information is a processed one. Processed data is called as what? Information. Right? Now, you got the data. Now, gathering of the data or accumulation of the data has generated the two things. Now I want to normalize this data in my needed forms. I'm getting a Gmail, tremendous Gmail daily, huge amount of WhatsApp chats I'm getting. But from that WhatsApp chats, I need to get some normalized data. How to do that? How to work with all these things? And for that, there are some techniques involved. And that will give you the proper sensible data that you can deal with. So this is what you can say accurate data. This is kind of raw data which has generated by the softwares in the past. That's where full stack developer work. Now here you have some kind of sensible data which can be used somewhere. For example, Google's image repository has created one huge amount of images. We call it as what you can say. One image repository is there that can be used for identifying. Have you worked with the Google Lens application? Right? From where this data is coming? From the Google's image repository. Right? All the data from the image they have written some algorithm. Right? So this part or these techniques are following the cleaning of the data, and another part has born, that is nothing but the predictions and the what you can say algorithms. Predictions on this data. Now what will happen? Input to this prediction system would be this your data. Normalized data would be input for getting a predictions, driverless cars. Now, Google, Android phones are in the market from last 10 years. Google has a typical pattern, means everyone has phone in their pocket and Google knows at what time accident happens. If this data pattern is coming, accident happens. If this data pattern is coming, this is the night kind of data. This kind of data is a morning kind of data. Right? How Google has normalized that data. Tremendous data Google phones are sending, and at the Google server side, they are normalizing the data. And these techniques fall under what you can say artificial intelligence, AI, and the ML. And these are the techniques to normalize the data, which fall under the data science. Right? Both are very hot terms in the market now. Now, another feasibility, right? What happens is that there are some industries, right? There are industries, manufacturing industries, right? There are what? Manufacturing industries. This is clothing manufacturing. What you can say, this is rubber manufacturing, this is nut bolt manufacturing, this is vehicle manufacturing industry. There are huge machines, CNC machine, right? Another manufacturing level machines are there, and all they have, what you can say, their own types of the data pattern. All they generate some another kind of data pattern. Everyone. So current problem is that these machines cannot give us a data for the analysis. These machines are not giving us a data for little kind of analysis. Consider that if this kind of data is coming, right, my rubber production is getting increased by 20%. If worker is not available, worker hasn't been punched, right? If your production line is not working well, but data. But present challenge is that the manufacturing industries are not so connected with the information technology. So generally, these terms are called as OT, operational technology, where manufacturing units work, right? And another part is called as IT, information technology. OT and what? IT. And present challenge, current challenge is that there is no communication between OT and the IT. Before 10 years ago, my CNC machine cannot give me a typical dashboard on my computer screen. Not happening. But emergence of the internet, right? Emergence of internet has changed the things. Even by before 5 years ago, internet was a little bit costlier. But by the ending of 2019, internet is the cheapest. You can get the data packs at a very cheap level nowadays. Means cheapness of the internet has created another world. Now what happens is that these OT side people get with the IT side people, and they thought that why can't you build one device here? Why can't you build these devices over here? Right? These devices will communicate over the protocol HTTP. These devices will communicate over the protocol called as what? HTTP. And if these devices are capable of working on the HTTP, any IT part can get the benefit of it. Because whole IT infrastructure nowadays is working on the top of only one protocol, HTTP. Can you see this here? What is the HTTP? Means this machine level data need to be transferred to the hypertext. That's what the HTTP is. So give me the hypertext, I can transfer it. Are you getting this? So OT part is lagging over there, and nowadays that part is also what you can say emerging. That part is also growing well, and that is called as IoT. Anything need to be connected to the HTTP. That becomes the IoT. Anything. Anything. That's what it is thinking. If this table want to connect to the internet, create one device, have some internet facility and send the data to the server over the HTTP. There are many protocols. I am just saying HTTP again and again. There is a TCP also. There is a UDP also. Data communication protocols, data exchange protocols between client and the server. Now, what would be impact of all this? What IT side will generate? IT side will again generate a tremendous raw data. What IT side will generate? Huge amount of raw data. Different machines are sending you data per second. CNC machine, production line, supply chain is continuously sending you data per second. Huge amount of data would be getting generated. Again, you need to. And if your IoT is typically inclined towards the manufacturing industries, that is called as IIoT 4.0. Industrial IoT 4.0. What does that mean? Means your whole ecosystem, this OT part and the IT part, that should have device management capabilities, that should have a secure network, that should have proper machine learning algorithms. Means you need to tell, yes, now tomorrow this machine is going to be suspended. And day after tomorrow it will be again working back. What you can say, prognosis. Means about that machine, you need to give all the predictions. From what? From the data, previous data they have generated. Now how do you call it as intelligence? If that particular individual is having huge amount of information in his head or the brain, we call it as intelligence. Is it true or false? If individual person is, what you can say, having a huge information in his brain, he can talk about politics, religion, technology, news, anything. You call it as, yeah, seems intelligent, seems brilliant. From what kind of data he gathers? Same happens with the machines also. Because this is a human tendency. If you have huge information, you will say intelligent. No matter it is a machine or it is a human. And that's why when you see the talking parrots videos on the internet, or what you can say, some reality shows, there is a talking parrot is speaking in front of the mic, you'll find, yes, parrot is intelligent. He has gathered some information. So our intelligence definition is related to the information, and that's why we see that machines are becoming intelligent. Google Lens application. Right? Now, from all aspects of this, right? From all this, there comes all together. You can connect with it or you can skip it. That's not an issue. Now, consider that I have my own bank account, right? And I want to be bank. On the what basis you select the bank? Please tell me. On what basis in which bank you will create the bank account? Security. So very first concern is that security. Technically, no banks are secure. Trust me. No banks are secure technically. Right. But in the general terms, you select a bank on the basis of security. Right? Trust. Security. If I ask you to define the security, what do you mean by security? Trust. If you don't trust, you will not give me a single penny. If you trust some bank, and that's when you deposit your amount over there. Generally, we create a bank account by someone's suggestion. We don't have cognitive analysis behind that. My father is saying that go in the Union Bank and create an account. Then I'll go and immediately create it. Because he has some analysis with the bank. He might have some trust. And he is following, and I'm following him, right? Now I want to remove this. No security, no trust, but still I'm secure. Consider that WhatsApp group is there. We all are the people, and someone says that I want to, what you can say, I'm not coming to the lecture today, right? And he posted in the group particularly, and suddenly what happens? He deleted that message from his mobile. After 3 hours, he deleted his message from this. And when faculty asks why you don't come, right, or why you haven't informed, or something like that, he shows that, see, I don't have any message. But then another guy on the same group will say, yeah, I have this message. Means this A is having its own database of messages, this B is having its own what you can say, database of messages. If B is going to delete something, but still that is going to remain on A's mobile, or C's mobile, or D's mobile, or E's mobile would be there. Now can you see this is kind of the database? This is nothing but what? Distribution. Means A is connected to C, connected to its database. This is connected to this database. This is connected, sorry, not this. And this is connected to this. And both the parties A, B, C are going to connect it to one central thing. Right? This kind of distributed architecture is called as blockchain. Now send the message in your group and try to delete it after 3 hours on the WhatsApp. It is going to be deleted for you only. What about others? That transaction hasn't been reflected on the others database. Why? Because individual maintain one ledger, distributed database.
So it may happen that if they are disconnected from internet, it cannot.
See, these are the specifications, properties. But still, at that time, data is available on this ledger, central ledger. When they connected back to the system, this ecosystem, central ledger is going to get replicated with that ledger. Means what is going to happen? Here is your list, 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 and this is the central list also. But when that all the ledgers have same data, if I am going to change something over here, right, I am going to delete one message over here, right, but same you need to delete from here, you need to delete from here, here, and here. Otherwise, this transaction would be considered as what? Invalid. This thing is called as consensus. We are talking about the blockchains. A shorter explanation of the blockchain by means of WhatsApp messages. What is a blockchain? This is a blockchain, a distributed system which is working without trust. Most secure system. If you want to delete from here, you hack individual systems. Not possible, technically. Theoretically possible. Take an example of a flight booking system. So flight booking system is connected with it is going to be connected with the individual human entities, means to the government, to the service provider, and to people who will be maintaining their own registers. Distributed database. Right? If he started a booking, that booking transaction is going to be maintained on his own human identity, on the government, and on what? Service providers data. So that transaction is going to be maintained at the 3 places. Consider that service provider says that he doesn't pay. Bank says he has paid. He says I have paid. Even the central network says what I have. He has paid. There is an entry on the blockchain. Now try to hack it. Presently, 3 business nodes are available. 3 networks are available for the bank, for the government, and for the identity. Aadhaar card, you can say. For the identity management, Aadhaar card. For means government. For the service provider, we are using some of the book my whatever it is, ticket or kind of. And what you can say for other, we are using something else. So 3 distributed databases would be getting maintained. Okay. Now, how to implement this? Let me write the overall things over here, whatever we have discussed. So I'm going to divide first full stack. So what comes under the full stack? So here you can see Java, Node, Python. If you want to become a full stack developer, these many are the tracks. ASP.NET, or you can say .NET Core, PHP, right? And many other things. But we are expert on these many things. We have built many projects on these many things. Okay, at the front, what is there? Okay, for the backend it is. For the front, what is there? Angular, yes. React, then HTML. See, no matter you learn the React or you learn the Angular 7 or you learn the Polymer, HTML table would be HTML table. If you want to become a data science engineer and if you want to generate the reports, you need to at least capable of writing single HTML file. Right? Now we are at that era, 2020 would be, what you can say, boomed by all these things. At that time, you cannot say that I am just a Java developer. No, outdated. So you will be outdated. So feel flexible for the technology. You are a programmer, right? Logic is in your head. Your logic might be it is a fountain pen or it is a ball pen. If you are a poet, you should write it. You can write on the table, you can write on the book, you can write by means of pencil, you can write means of the chalk or whatever it is. Creativity is in your head. That is your programming logic. So if you think that I want to become a Java developer, you are dead in coming 10 years. Right. HTML, CSS3, and one of the designing framework like Bootstrap or what's that? Material design. So scope of the JavaScript nowadays has increased to the backend as well. Right. So once you learn the node, all that things will come automatically. Okay. So this is about what you can say your front technologies. Now the databases. If you want to talk about the databases, you can say MySQL, PostgreSQL, Mongo, Cassandra, etc. and many more. Typically, depending on your business need, you need to select the database. Yes, please.
JSLint and CSSLint something like
Lint is for the programming grammar. Where do you place the semicolon? Where do you place the curly braces? That is going to be suggested you by the linters. Jasmine is a testing framework. It is a spec runner. And Karma is a test runner. Jasmine is a spec runner. These are related to the testing, right? But that all comes under front. Whatever related to optimization, everything comes under the front. Okay. Now, this is the backend. This is what you can say web front. This is database. Now another thing is your mobile front. On the mobile, you need to know what is Android. You need to know what is a Swift, or you need to know React Native, or you need to know Native Script. Again, that comes under the Angular. Once you learn the Angular, you can become a mobile application developer by means of what you can say native script. So build cross-platform, so open source platform, and recently in the 2000 what you can say this Google I/O, Google has tremendously supported this thing. Building the mobile application. If once you become an Angular developer, you can become a mobile application developer. Native script, right? And then you become what? Full stack engineer. So this is a full stack track that you need to know.
Actually, mean and mode.
Mean and merge, yes. So these are the stacks. You can say complete stacks. Mean, merge, right? JHP. These are the frameworks. If you want to become a Java full stack developer, learn the JHP. If you want to become a Node full stack developer, either learn mean or learn the merge. Right? Then this is going to generate what? A useful data. Now, how do you normalize that data? You can say data science. I'm deliberately keeping data science and ML separate. So you can say R language you need to learn, Python you need to learn, right? And the frameworks like then Pentagon.
That should be business intelligence.
Business intelligence. Okay.
Frameworks you can mention TensorFlow.
Okay. Now, ML frameworks. If you talk about that, ML frameworks are Panda, Keras, Scikit-learn, TensorFlow, and fine. We are expert in all these things, right? If you talk about IoT, right? What you need to know? You need to know one of the full stack, right? So what I'll write here is one of the full stack, any full stack, right? And little things related to what you can say device development. Again, IT side or OT side. I have displayed you two sides in the IoT, IT side and what? OT side. You decide if you want to become what. If you are an electronics engineer, first become a full stack developer and handle the OT part. That's not an issue. Okay, so you can say IT. For the IT side, you would be needing some different architecture, some protocols like MQTT, RabbitMQ, ActiveMQ, right? COAP is one protocol. You'll be needing this protocol. Then TCP, working with the TCP. At the OT level, what you need to know, what is a Raspberry Pi? What is Android things? Right? How to communicate with the Android things and IoT platforms, open source as well as paid one. So in the open source, we have worked with Eclipse Capua. And in the paid one, that is ThingWorks from the PTC. These are the IoT platforms you need to know. This is about the IoT. Right, then comes the blockchain. In the blockchain, be specific what you need to create. If you want to create a cryptocurrencies, right, go with the Solidity and Ethereum. Right. If you want to do something else, like smart contracts, like we discussed that booking example, that completely depends on the top of what you can say smart contracts, hyperledger, right? In the hyperledger, 4 frameworks, 3 frameworks are there: Fabric, Indic, and Sawtooth. Each has its own different capabilities, right? And you need to know, you need to become full stack developer. See, full stack development is common everywhere. You need to know one of the full stack development framework. For sure, you are generating the blockchain, but you don't know how to create a front. How don't see, you are making a mobile booking application and you don't know, you are creating a blockchain for the booking system and you don't know how to write HTML, you don't know how to write Android or iOS app. So you are incomplete. If you want to become the full-fledged developer, you need to know all these things. So remember that full stack, data science, IoT, blockchain. Even here, I have covered ML also, part of ML, machine learning. TensorFlow is a deep learning framework, and many frameworks are available in the market. Any queries? Well, if you want to become a typical game developer, let me show you what to do in the game development. Game dev, right? Again, you should be capable of writing backend part, because PUBG is a game which is work mostly on the backend, right? So how do they maintain the real timeness? You have fired the bullet and at the same time you get what you can say headshot. Headshot is in another mobile. You are firing bullet in your mobile. How? Have you tried the architecture? That is by means of what? Real-time backend. So I'm adding one more word called as real-time. And this is what you can say a general requirement nowadays. Then you need to know Unity 3D, Unreal, or open source JMonkey. Or you need to know HTML5 game frameworks. Right? In the game development. Okay. So we have did tremendous amount of projects on these kind of technical stack. And we keep the capabilities of delivering this also. Right? But you should be, what you can say, proper receiver in that case. If you are a receiver, then we can transmit anything. So if you have anything in your pocket from this, you'll be getting a job for sure. Okay, now how we work technically, right? So we have our own repository, github.com/CodeKul. We are the only training service provider in the Pune who has all these efforts. Name it. They have their own repository. We'll check it now. So we have all the source codes available, all for all technologies, for all frameworks.